2050. Radio Imanzi, 105.1 FM.
We got you updated. This is Radio Imanzi News in English.
You are tuned to Radio Imanzi, broadcasting from Kigali. Here is the news in English, brought to you by Fiona Umuganwa. The headlines: 13 people sustained injuries in a road accident involving 3 cars, one of which was transporting Ape Football Club players to a match. The Rwanda Investigation Bureau has warned that it will not tolerate pedophiles and other sexual predators. The jersey worn by football legend Diego Maradona was auctioned for $9.3 million, a record for any item of sports memorabilia. Welcome back. Now news in detail. 13 people sustained injuries in a road accident involving 3 cars, one of which was transporting Apple Football Club players to a match. According to eyewitnesses, the accident occurred on Shorunji Gitichinyoni Road at around 1:30 p.m. Traffic Police spokesperson SSP René Idede said 3 people sustained serious injuries and 10 others minor injuries. He said the accident happened after the Apple players' bus, which was coming from Shurunji, was involved in a head-on clash with a commuter minibus, after which the latter hit a truck that was heading in the opposite direction. The truck in turn hit an electric pole. It was not clear in which car or cars where the wounded people were traveling, but sources said Apple players escaped unscathed. Apple players were heading to Kigali Stadium in Nyamirambo for an Amahoro Cup quarter-final clash against visitors Marine Football Club. The Rwanda Investigation Bureau has warned that it will not tolerate pedophiles and other sexual predators. This comes after the Bureau announced it has apprehended 2 teachers aged 59 and 26 for allegedly defiling 4 9-year-old girls who they were coaching. The men, one from Rubavu district and another from Nyamasheke district, are said to have separately abused the young learners when they were supposed to be having evening classes cours du soir. Thierry Murangira, RIB spokesperson, revealed that the suspected perpetrators are in detention at Shangi and the same RIB stations pending further investigations into the cases. He warned that the Bureau will not tolerate pedophiles and other sexual predators and urged the public to desist from crime and to report abuses and other offences on time. Child defilement attracts between 20 and 25 years in prison upon conviction. The sentence is harsher, life imprisonment, when the victim is younger than 14 years of age. Elder people say that their own children sometimes abuse them. This was reiterated by the Sindajiza organization, which cares for the elderly and is why they chose to advocate for them. According to one of the elders, Nina Honora Teofila, they are sometimes abused by those they call family who are supposed to look after them, and the majority of these abuses are often property-based. Mugabo Wishema Eli, the director of Sindajiza, says the rights of the elders are sometimes abused, and Sindajiza has decided to advocate for these elders in order to provide support and care to the most vulnerable older people and increase respect for their rights, well-being and aspirations. Residents of Nyagatare district claim that the valley dams have gone dry and some have been damaged as a result of neglect. According to recent data from the Nyagatare district, 23 of the 50 dams excavated in 2002 have completely vanished. However, the Nyagatare district administration has promised to conduct a study on how to repair the damaged dams and build new ones in the district in a sustainable manner.
Some items of international news on Radio Imanzi.
Welcome back. The Kumesa Competition Commission has warned consumers against eating some chicken and vegetable-flavored instant noodles, commonly referred to as Indomie, that were recalled from the Egyptian market on Tuesday. The recalls followed tests by the Food and Safety Authority of Egypt, which found that Indomie's chili chicken and vegetable flavor packets contained aflatoxins and pesticide residues in quantities that exceed safe limits. Following the findings, the supplier has withdrawn some 733,340 cartons of different Indomie flavors from the Egyptian market. The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa watchdog warned consumers in markets within the bloc, including East African Community countries, save for Tanzania and South Sudan, to watch out for the affected products. A record 46 presidential candidates are among over 7,000 cleared to vie in the August 9th general elections in Kenya. Registrar of Political Parties Ann Derito confirmed the number to be the highest ever recorded to contest Kenya's top seat. Al-Shabaab jihadists armed with guns and explosives stormed an African Union base in Somalia, triggering a fierce firefight that killed Burundian peacekeepers. High-ranking Burundian military officers said about 30 soldiers were killed and another 22 wounded, while a dozen were missing. Al-Shabaab, which has been waging a deadly insurgence against Somalia's fragile central government for more than a decade, claimed responsibility, saying it had taken control of the camp and claimed to have killed 173 soldiers. The jersey worn by Argentina football legend Diego Maradona when scoring twice against England in the 1986 World Cup, including the infamous hand of God goal, was auctioned for $9.3 million, a record for any item of sports memorabilia. Maradona, regarded by many as the greatest player of all time, died of a heart attack in November 2020, aged 60. 7 bidders vied for his iconic World Cup jersey in an auction that began on April 20th and ended this morning. The previous record of a game-worn shot from any sport was $5.6 million, set in 2019 for a jersey Babe Ruth wore while on the New York Yankees. A dengue epidemic, a viral disease transmitted by mosquitoes, has broken out since March in Côte d'Ivoire, mainly affecting Abidjan and killing 1 out of 11 recorded cases. According to the Ivorian Health Ministry, the the mode of transmission of dengue is similar to that of malaria, and the current rainy season facilitates the reproduction of mosquitoes in Côte d'Ivoire, where a dengue epidemic broke out in 2019 with 130 cases and 2 deaths reported. The European Union termed Mali's decision to back out of defense agreements with France as regrettable. This comes after Mali's military-led transitional government announced it has terminated all military and defense cooperation treaties with France in a sign of further deterioration of diplomatic relations. A spokesperson of the European Union's Commission for Foreign Affairs said the decision would weaken the fight against militants in Mali. A man who attacked controversial comic Dave Chappelle on stage as he performed a live stand-up set in Los Angeles has been arrested and charged with assault. The comedian was finishing a set during the Netflix Is a Joke comedy festival at the Hollywood Bowl on Tuesday night when a male audience member climbed on stage and threw him to the ground. Security guards swiftly detained the attacker, who police said was armed with a replica gun that works like a knife, and Chappelle was not injured. Chappelle has recently attracted protests for jokes seen to be transphobic.
Economic news is a regular feature on Radio Imanzi.
The Rwanda Stock Exchange market report of today. The trading session recorded a total turnover of 1,024,000 Rwandan francs worth of bonds traded in one deal on the fixed income market, while the equities market remained quiet. Bralirwa closed the counter at 155 Rwandan francs, Bank of Kigali at 255 Rwandan francs, and Bank counter closed at 43 Rwandan francs, Simirwa at 120 Rwandan francs, MTN Rwanda at 179 Rwandan francs, Equity Bank at 440 Rwandan francs, Kenya Commercial Bank at 370 Rwandan francs, National Media Group at 1,200 Rwandan francs, Uturi Supermarket at 104 Rwandan francs, and RH Buffalo closed the counter at 526 Rwandan francs as the market closed. The currency market review of today. The Kenyan shilling buying price was 8.7 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 8.8 Rwandan francs. Tanzanian shilling buying price was 0.43 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 0.44 Rwandan francs. Ugandan shilling buying price was 0.28 and the selling price was 0.29. Burundian franc buying price was 0.49 and the selling price was 0.5. The US dollar buying price was 1,010 and the selling price was 1,030. The British pound buying price was 1,260 and the selling price was 1,285. The euro buying price was 1,062 Rwandan francs and the selling price was 1,083 Rwandan francs. With that, we come to the end of tonight's edition.